Hey guys, welcome to my brand new walkthrough of Voodoo Vince Remastered for the Xbox Series X. My name is Vdemonator5020 and I'll be doing this walkthrough along with my walkthrough of Uncharted Drake's Fortune for the PlayStation 5. Now I was going to do a walkthrough of Blinks the Time Sweeper on the Xbox Series X along with Uncharted. However, I'm going to hold off on my walkthrough of Blinks the Time Sweeper until this fall, if everything goes according to schedule. As of right now, we are about to start the game of Voodoo Vince Remastered, as I'll explain everything on the title screen. So let's get going by starting the game of Voodoo Vince Remastered. As it's a game developed by Beep Industries, or they might have a new name. It's Voodoo Vince Remastered. Created by Clayton Kozlaric, and the music is by Steve Kirk, who is the same composer of Farmville from Facebook. And it's developed by Beep Industries. And it's Voodoo Vince Remastered. Now you can press any button to begin. As before we start a new game, I usually go through my montage if I do a walkthrough another time. And speaking of that, you may all remember me as a person who did a walkthrough of Voodoo Vince on the original Xbox 10 years ago, where I had a fun time doing that walkthrough. However, the quality of it wasn't really that good, so I did a re-walkthrough of Voodoo Vince on the original Xbox 5 years ago. Just so it would be in better quality. As I did the walkthrough of Voodoo Vince 10 years ago back in 2013, and I did a re-walkthrough of Voodoo Vince back in 2018. And as of right now, of 2023, I'm doing a walkthrough of Voodoo Vince the third time. Only this time, it's the remastered version, where I'm calling it a remastered walkthrough. Now some of you may think, why the heck are you doing this walkthrough a third time? Now, it is to celebrate me doing YouTube videos for 10 years. Where I started doing walkthroughs of video games 10 years ago. So not only is it just a 10-year celebration, but as soon as I got myself an Xbox Series X, I did see that Voodoo Vince Remastered was available to download, as this is a DLC of Voodoo Vince. And this is also my first DLC walkthrough that I'm ever gonna do. Anyway, enough with that. So since I saw the DLC of Voodoo Vince Remastered on the Xbox Series X Marketplace, I figured maybe I should do a walkthrough of Voodoo Vince a third time. Since it would be necessary to celebrate 10 years of me doing walkthroughs. And this is not the only walkthrough I'm going to be doing for another time. There will be 2 others, which I will mention later. So this is the first one that I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of for another time. For the third time, where it's not only in better quality and on the Xbox Series X, but this time it's also in 4K HDR. Through the power of Xbox Series X graphics, where the graphics are enhanced, and not only that, but the remastered version of Voodoo Vince came out in 2017, I believe, for the Xbox One. It is playable for the Xbox Series X. So yeah, even though this came out in 2017, I'm doing a walkthrough of this game, of the remastered version of Voodoo Vince in 2023, because it was supposed to be me doing a walkthrough of the remastered version of Voodoo Vince back in 2018. However, I don't think I had internet for the Xbox One at this time, so I decided to continue doing a re-walkthrough of Voodoo Vince on the original Xbox, since it would be necessary for better quality. However, for this game, the remastered version is a bit different than the original version, which is why some things are different in this game, where it's different from the original version of Voodoo Vince. Well, I'll show you what I mean once we get this game started. But anyway, before we start this game, I know I've been going through a montage for about 5 minutes or so, which is what I usually do when I do walkthroughs of games another time. But I just want to say that I never really take a look back of my first Voodoo Vince walkthrough, because I was new to walkthroughs at that time. And if I would binge watch all my walkthroughs, I would start off with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on the PlayStation 1, all the way leading up to my current walkthroughs. But I would watch the re-walkthrough of Voodoo Vince back from 2018, as not only for my first walkthrough of Voodoo Vince did it have not so good quality, but also because I did say some things that weren't really necessary, like my high school days, how I graduated, and some of my stories, which aren't really that necessary. So it's going to be different this time around. Which is why I'm going to try to avoid doing that for the most part. Well, I'll try to avoid saying some stories for the most part, although I could sprinkle in some stories, even though they're not really that necessary, even though that's not the majority of commentating through walkthroughs. But anyway, I will try to commentate with sprinkling in some stories that aren't really necessary. Well, what I will do is try to commentate the right way. And also not talking during cutscenes, since we are living in 2023. As I don't really do that nowadays, unless if there's something I want to point out. So yeah, it's been about 10 minutes for the introduction. And my apologies for taking this montage a little bit longer. But hey, just thought I'd let you all know. As since I'm doing this walkthrough again for the 3rd time, I usually go into montages before I start the walkthrough. So anyway, the way this walkthrough will work is I'll try to do very few recordings. As I'm not really calling it a long play, I'm still calling it a walkthrough. Only this time, it's gonna be very long parts. So just like what I'm doing with my Uncharted walkthrough, I will do walkthrough with very few recordings just so I can get this done faster. And anyway, I think I can end this montage for now. So right now, you can choose to start a new game through this start screen. As I am playing this on my account, on my Xbox account, where I'll be doing walkthroughs for the most part. Well, it's an account where I'll be doing walkthroughs, where I won't be doing walkthroughs on my personal accounts for both my Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, as you all know. Anyway, we're about to start a new game. You can choose to start a new game through this fortune ball. You can also choose options and extras, load save game, or you can start a new game from right here, or right there. But what we're gonna do is start a new game. And then I've been doing a lot on this montage. I've been saying a lot on this montage. So anyway, enough with the montage. Why don't we start a new game, as I'll explain more along the way.
In an old city, in an old neighborhood, you will find my voodoo shop. I am Madam Charmaine. I help people. Sometimes I give advice, sometimes I just listen. Every now and then, I use Vince, my 3rd best voodoo doll.
You never explained about your first or second voodoo doll.
Power always attracts those who shouldn't have it. People like Kosmo, the inscrutable. He tried and failed many times to get his hands on some zombie dust. One night, he sent some roustabouts to take it by force.
And then some of Kosmo's goons are sneaking in, trying to steal some zombie dust. And they're making a mess.
Kosmo's goons had no idea what they were about to unleash. I had to stop those idiots. So, it's Kosmo's henchmen. Can't you steal the secret of my zombie dust? You know not what you're dealing with. There is great danger of...
Then Madam Charmaine gets knocked out.
I was too late. I was trapped and on my way to Kosmo's lair. The zombie dust his goons had unleashed was already beginning to bend and warp reality. Yet I could also sense a new mind in contact with my own. It was Vince. The zombie dust had brought him to life. An unlikely hero, to be sure, but only Vince can help me now.
So Vince is like, why am I even alive? Oh well, time to save Madam Charmaine.
I am Madam Charmaine, your creator. Find me before it's too late. I am in the clutches of Kosmo the inscrutable. Remember, you are a voodoo doll, so many dangerous things will not hurt you. Just beware of evil magic. Kosmo and his monsters can do you great harm. Gather all the zombie dust you can. Defeat all the monsters you can. I will try to help through the link we share, but all depends on you, Vince.
Okay.
And yes, Vince can talk. As I'm explaining this for the third time, as we start out in the corner, the back stoop. So I am going to explain some things along the way. Sometimes I forget what I'm saying. But although, as I said from before, I will talk during cutscenes just in between dialogue, even though you shouldn't be talking during cutscenes. But yeah, this is the remastered version of Voodoo Vince. So there's some things that are different, aside from the original version of Voodoo Vince. And I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Hopefully I could jog my memory. And yeah, you can unlock achievements, hover for longer than 10 seconds. As I am doing this walkthrough on my account where I'll be doing walkthroughs. As this is not a long play, although I will be doing the parts for a long time. Well, I will be doing long parts. So anyway, once I think about what I'm gonna say, you can go through some tutorials, like you can press X to punch, just like that. You can press A to jump, and then press A again to double jump. And you can also spin, but all it is showing you the double jump. Okay, so as I'm doing this walkthrough for the third time, well, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. So as we explore around the back stoop, this is the shop where Vince came from. as this takes place in New Orleans. And now it is up to Vince to rescue Madam Charmaine, to be rescued by Kosmo's goons. Okay, you know what? I did have something important to say, but I forgot what I was gonna say. But I will keep on going. As you can press A to jump and then hold LT to hover. And now I can press B for a spin move, but only when I'm in the air, and then press A to jump, and then X to do a head slam. And then along the way there are monsters. They can use a spin move or a punch move to defeat the monsters, and the first monsters are destroyed. As we've unlocked another achievement. Alright, sorry if I'm taking this a long time as usual, but I almost figured out what I was gonna say. Why do I always forget? Anyway, I don't want to keep you guys waiting, so why don't we go across here and then see what this thing is.
Look for more of these. This is a voodoo icon. Each voodoo icon will give you a voodoo power. Your voodoo powers are the best way to destroy many monsters at once. Take this one and use it well.
And now Vince has his voodoo powers from this voodoo icon. Now let me show you what it does.
I feel powerful. Evildoers beware.
You just press LT and RT at the same time. There's no name for this first one, but it is, well, I think I'll call it pins and needles.
Gather them to see your true power.
Then we use the voodoo power as our achievement.
Ew, dead monster smell.
Okay, so we continue on in the Back Stoop. Hey, you know what? I was gonna think of something to say, but you know, I forgot. As I'll let you know if I remember. I don't want to waste my time trying to figure out what I was gonna say. But let's just continue on with this walkthrough, shall we? So as you go along here, we enter this room, and then who appears? Oh, it's you. A ghost.
Tremble, kneel. It is I, Kosmo, the inscrutable. Behold the future master of the world. Who is this so-called champion who dares oppose me? Show yourself and face your mortal enemy.
He's not really Ghost, and Vince shows himself and he laughs.
Madam Charmaine must be a fool to think a mere pile of cloth and thread can defeat the likes of me.
Hey, boss, where's the pickles?
How are you? What are you doing in my evil vision?
I'm just making a sandwich.
For crying out loud! Be gone, minion! Where was I? Oh yeah. Fool! How can you hope to save Madam Charmaine when you face awesome power like... Hey! Why are you looking at me like that? What are you doing?
And then Kosmo's like, I'm scared.
Never mess with a voodoo doll, Poindexter. Freaking idiot. Dragging me out on a night like this. Might as well get this show on the road, though. Can't believe they want a 10-inch voodoo doll to go be a hero. Why can't some other perfectly good...
Okay, I figured out what I was gonna say, but first, we come across these collectibles.
The dust bags have good mojo. Every 100 expands your health meter.
So these are the zombie dust bags. Well, I'll call them zombie dust for short. They're the gems and wumpa fruits of this game, where if you collect 100, then your health meter will expand. Well, we start off with 90 zombie dust, and we collected our first 10, well, first 11 I should say. Anyway, what I was gonna say is that I was gonna do this walkthrough, well, I was gonna start this walkthrough earlier. However, I have been under the weather lately. It was supposed to be started on the same day as I started my Voodoo Vince walkthrough 10 years ago, back in 2013. However, I don't think that would be necessary, as I can start it whenever I want. As I could start it like around when I first started this walkthrough 10 years ago. So anyway, my apologies for not saying this earlier, but I did forget what I was gonna say, but now I remembered. And as you all know, I will be doing this walkthrough in fewer parts as possible. So it's technically a long play, but I'm not really calling it a long play. Most of you may be like, get on with this game already. Well, I will. It's just that I'm doing this walkthrough of a game for the third time. And this stuff usually happens when I do this walkthrough another time. Okay, so over here are these monsters, which look a lot like a and they'll keep coming through here, I believe. Whoa. Did not expect to get hit by that. Okay, as I continue on with this game, it's already been almost half hour. I just wanted to show you these enemies. As when you go right here, you go through and nothing happens. However, once you go right here,
Action pads like this one allow you to do special things.
this is called an action pad. You can press X to flip the switch, and then that's how it'll turn on. Because once you go through it now, all the monsters are defeated.
I'm okay.
And Vince is okay, of course. Because he's a voodoo doll, and when things hurt him, Vince will still stay alive. Okay, so... Sorry if I'm clearing my throat, but... Like I said, I have been under the weather lately, as I had a summer cold. Which is why I'm starting this walkthrough a little later than usual. Anyway, and then one more thing I want to add is, since I know better, what I'm going to do is, if there's any mistake that I make, like, well, you know, I don't really need to explain it, but I will admit it. Like, if I do something wrong, then I will admit it. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, this commentary won't be like the commentary that I did 10 years ago. Because I'll try to do it the right way, where I'll talk about less stories as possible. And then if I do something wrong, then I'll admit it. Okay, so since this first level, you'll see a lot of tutorials. I went on and explained a lot of things. So sorry for keeping you guys waiting, as I'll continue on with this game right now.
Some action pads require a special item to work properly.
So yeah, when you press X on this action pad, it says you cannot use this pad yet. And you're supposed to use something
Oh, I'm a lightweight.
where Vince is a lightweight and cannot use his whole weight to open that door. So anyway, what we can do is carry this flower right
Have
here.
faith in your strength, Vince. Pressing Y can make you lift some objects.
And you can press Y to pick up some objects like this flower over here.
Well done! Press Y again to drop whatever you carry.
Then you can press Y to drop it when you're carrying it. But this is not where I want to drop it. We can press Y to pick it up again. And we can press X to use now. And now we can open the door fully. Vince is like, thank you, you're too kind. Okay, so power icons unlock new voodoo powers. As let's see, we've collected all the zombie dust. So on your left is your zombie dust. In the middle is a voodoo icon. And on the right is a skull page, where I will show you what it is once we get to it. And then we are starting out in the back stoop from the quarter. As once we get to the next level, I'll show you how this walkthrough will work. Well, I already told you, but there's more to it than that. And then, unlike in the original version, you would hear music playing when you get an icon, but you don't hear music playing, you don't hear sound playing when you collect a voodoo icon, as that's what's part of this remastered version. They just gotta take away the fanfare sounds. Nice going, Beep Industries. But anyway, the environment of this game looks very good. Looks a lot more high quality than the original version with enhanced graphics. Okay. So there are a lot of different things from the remastered version that you see here from the original version. As we took already 35 minutes. So I will continue on. We'll continue on with the docks in the quarter. And over here you find this piggy bank falling asleep.
Still with us, little doll? Most impressive. But you'll never make it past the piggy bank of doom.
Then Kosmo appears and disappears again. So over here, this is the piggy bank of doom. You don't want to end up getting too close to it, or it can hurt you.
This must be the laziest monster ever. First thing I gotta do is wake him up if I want to get past.
So yeah, we will wake him up. So you cannot use this pad yet, so you will need something to wake up this monster. Okay, before we get on with this game, sorry for taking a bit longer. So we've completed 100% in the Back Stoop. That's the first level of the game. In this first round, the quarter. And now we're on to the second level in this first round, the docks, where we need 20 zombie dust and 1 voodoo icon. So the way this walkthrough will work is, well, I will try to do a few parts as possible. However, I'll do one recording of all levels in a round, and I'll probably make it one part. So yeah, that's how this walkthrough will work. It's gonna be a lot faster so I can get on with doing other walkthroughs, just so my walkthroughs won't take a long time. I want to try to finish the walkthroughs as fast as possible, just like what I started out in 2013. Okay then, so what you can do is you can go down right here, doesn't matter which path you take. So for Vince's powers, he can go down here just by hovering, and then you come across this Bubba Gator. So don't try to attack this Bubba Gator with your punches and spins. What you want to do is use your voodoo powers. And instead of pins and needles, you use an anvil hat. And then we can go up on these wooden poles.
These hearts will bring you back if you should perish. Each heart gives you an extra life.
So yeah, just what Madam Charmaine says. Each heart will give you an extra life, as if you perish. Then you can start over by getting another life. If you lose a life, that is. Okay, so this is what we need to wake up the piggy bank. And also, why don't we defeat these monsters right here? And there's a sign that says danger. Voodoo dolls can't swim. Okay, why don't I drop these symbols for now? Because I want to try to defeat as many of these frogs as I can. And defeat them with my voodoo powers.
We you have some lovely parting gifts.
And now that we defeated some monsters, we can pick up these symbols, collect the rest of the zombie dust. Defeat more monsters.
We could have been friends.
Okay, we are halfway done with collecting zombie dust as we have 11 out of 20. And now, I forgot to tell you that I will be going 100% in this walkthrough, just like what I did with my first two walkthroughs of Voodoo Vince.
Bye now.
Okay, so we just have 3 more zombie dust left. That was quite fast. And now as for this game, Madam Charmaine comes to mind with Vince. Here's the extra life and the other 2 zombie dusts, and we just have 1 more zombie dust to go. So Madam Charmaine does tell Vince what to do, as she does give out some tutorials as well. But if Vince is on the lookout for trying to save Madam Charmaine, as Vince is trying to find her, why doesn't Madam Charmaine tell where Vince is? Unless if she doesn't know where she is, as Vince is trying to find her. But anyway, Madam Charmaine can still talk to Vince even though she's out somewhere far away. Well, she has a fortune teller, that is. Anyway, here's the last zombie dust. And then over here is a trolley. You can press X to use, however, there's nowhere to go yet. Now about the trolley, I don't really take advantage of using the trolley. This is if you want to backtrack to a level. But there's nowhere to go yet. So if you figure out that you missed something and you want to go back to a certain level, you can always take the trolley. Like if you missed a zombie dust or skull pages or a voodoo icon. When in doubt, take the trolley. However, there's nowhere to go yet. But once there is somewhere to go, I will show it to you how to use it. And then, I don't think we'll use it anymore. Okay, so, now I've collected all the zombie dust. What we can try to do is wake this piggy bank up. So we can press X to use our symbols and wake up this piggy bank. And oh no, it's chasing us. What we want to do is stand right here and a save drops on Vince, thus defeating the piggy bank.
What, no cash? Some piggy bank?
And then an achievement unlocked, making bacon. Destroy the piggy bank. And yeah, there is no cash, but that doesn't bother me because I'm not in college anymore. I've already graduated 2 years ago. Anyway, that's not that important. We do see this voodoo icon, which is chainsaw. Why would I want to be attacked by a chainsaw? Well, the chainsaw will attack Vince, even though he won't get hurt because he's a voodoo doll. Well, he won't die because he's a voodoo doll. Okay, so we've completed everything in the back stoop and the docks. So now we're on to the next level. Main Street. And also, this is something else that's different from the
These gates must fall
remastered
if your
version.
quest is to continue. 2 surly gas pumps rule this intersection. Be careful. They will do their best to stop you.
So yeah, over here, we're on Main Street, where 2 surly gas pumps rule this intersection. And we want to try to stop them. So the way we do that is, well, I'll show you in a bit, but first, what's different from the remastered version aside from the original version is the loading screens. They're a lot more faster and they show you where the next level is, aside from showing you a black screen with Vince on it. So yeah, there's 30 zombie nests here, 2 voodoo icons, and 15 skull pages. We will get on to collecting skull pages, but first, over here I just noticed an extra life. We want to get that as well. I don't really have to collect all the extra lives. They're just there, just in case if you do want to collect them all. But you don't really have to collect them all, you can just collect as much as you can, just to keep Vince from dying and starting over. Okay. Collected 4 zombie deaths so far. And now, once you go on this pipe where it's flammable,
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
Vince's head lights up on fire and we don't really need to go through all these tutorials again. All we want to do is light up all these pipes to make them flammable just in case if Vince needs to start over so he doesn't have to go all the way back from the beginning. But you will need to continue to make Vince's headlight on fire. To defeat those talking gas pumps. Just by using Vince's flammable head on that gasoline.
Couldn't happen to 2 nicer guys.
And Great Dolls of Fire is unlocked. Blow up Reggie and Primo. So that's who they are. I didn't know they have names.
I'm gonna kick your butt, Whip.
And Vince is like, really? Well, first off, here's a voodoo icon, which is alien attack. Don't aliens come from outer space? And I don't know if I want to get started on Area 51.
Out of gas.
Yeah, it is out of gas.
You wanna step outside?
No, I don't want to fight you, Reggie, or Primo, whoever you are.
Don't you ignore me.
And it says danger flammable materials ahead.
You, butthead.
So we've already defeated
Watch your back.
those gas pumps.
I'm still in charge here.
Even though that gas pump keeps talking shit about Vince.
Come here so I can bite.
But to stop him from doing that, we just pick up this gas pump.
I'm gonna kick your butt, Rip.
And then use it on that bulldozer.
You're not so tough. I rule.
Vince uses that bulldozer to run over that gas pump, thus opening the gate to the next level. Now before we continue on by going to the next level, still got some business to take care of. So we have 13 zombie dust and 1 voodoo icon. We need to collect the rest, which includes the skull pages. And speaking of the skull pages, once we get to them, we'll get to them in a bit, but I will show you what they are. Okay, so what we can do is go over here to collect more zombie dust. And there's a piece of zombie dust right here. Could have sworn there was an extra life around here, but oh well. I just want to go back for some more zombie dust. So here's an extra life right here. When we get to it, we have 9 lives, just like a cat. Even though Vince is just a voodoo doll and not a cat.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
Okay, so this is where the trolley is.
You'd think a guy made out of cloth could stay lit.
And Vince says that once his head is not on fire anymore. Okay, why don't I show you how to use this trolley? Anything off the trolley, dears? Well, once you press X to use it, there is somewhere to go now. So if there's a case where you want to go back to a level, like you can use it to go back to the docks or any other level that you've missed. Well, where you've missed something, that is. But we won't take advantage of using it, so we'll just press B to go back. I'm only showing you this once, and I don't think I'll show it to you again. Achievement unlocked, public transit. Take Vince on a trolley ride.
These are skull pages. Get all the pages in an area, and you will benefit greatly.
So yeah, these are skull pages. So the skull pages are really for Vince to unlock one of those skulls. And then you can use that skull to store more voodoo powers, thus using it multiple times. Like instead of holding 1 voodoo power for Vince, you use it to... you can use 2 voodoo powers. Well, once you get the skull, that is. And counting once you get more skulls in a level. Okay, what we want to do is get these zombie dust right here as you can go through pipes. Okay, I do not want to risk dying here. So instead, what we want to do is go through here. There's some more monsters here. As Vince uses his alien attack to defeat
Thanks
those
so
monsters.
much for playing.
Then there's more zombie dust right here. Just need 5 more zombie dust and 5 more skull pages. And oh yeah, 1 more voodoo icon. Oh yeah, if you go on this fan, this ceiling fan, Vince can ride on it, but then falls down after going on for a long time.
Time for a dirt nap.
Then here are the 5 skull
Hitting
pages.
all the pages makes a power skull appear. Use the action pad to make it fly.
Okay, we will use the skull page to make it
Where does it
fly.
all go?
Before we do that, I just want to defeat these monsters. So here's more zombie dust. And then why don't we go through this pipe right here? Where it should oh no! Ah, I almost fell. Thank God I'm still alive. Okay. Oh no! Okay, it's making me want to walk somewhere where I don't wanna. This is back where it came from. Okay, so this is where the skull is. But before I show you how to use it, why don't we go right here and then we'll go back to the skull. So we can defeat these monsters with our voodoo powers with an anvil hat. And Vince is like, "You're too kind." All these doors close and now we have an electromagnet. And the doors open back up. And there's more zombie dust right here, and we collected them all. We got 30 zombie dust and 2 voodoo icons. Now we just need to collect that skull. And then we should be out of here in no time. To the next level. Okay, so this is how you use a skull. We just press X to use it from this action pad. And we just gotta follow it, as we won't be getting it that easily. It goes through here, so this is why I wanted to show you. And Vince's headlights on fire again. But the skull should stop momentarily.
Amazing! You are very nimble in spite of your spindly little limbs. Each power skull you catch expands your ability to store beads.
And we collected the first power skull. So yeah, our first power skull is collected. Where it gives us the ability to store beads. And we can use our voodoo powers multiple times instead of just once. Like, if you use your voodoo power right here, electromagnet, you can use it again without having to collect more beads and then use it again. Well, you know what I mean. We've gotten everything in Main Street. As you don't really need to defeat all the monsters here. Okay, now that we've defeated those 2 gas pumps, and now that we've gotten all the collectibles here, why don't I defeat that monster? I think it's already defeated. Oh wait, no it's not. Wonder where it went. All the way down there in this pit. And since I can fly, I can get back up. Okay, maybe we'll collect the rest of the beads later once we get to the next level. So yeah, just 2 more levels to go. Well, I'll show you what the last level in this round will be once we get to it. And it's already been an hour. I completed 3 levels in an hour. But there's more to go. So yeah, I will be continuing on this recording. And then I did say in the past that I do not want my parts to be more than an hour, but I can change that. Maybe I can have my parts be no more than 2 hours, maybe even an hour and 45 minutes or an hour and a half, but we'll see what happens, as that's what I said in my Uncharted walkthrough. So yeah, let me just double check. We've gotten everything in Main Street, the docks, and the Back Stoop. And now we can go on to the next level, which is the square.
That jazzman holds the key to this large square, but he will require something from you.
Yeah, so we're in the square. This is a special level. Where not only where we go to the Jazzman, I just use my voodoo powers, chainsaw.
Ta-ta!
Yeah, ta-ta indeed. And over here, there's 45 zombie nests, 2 voodoo icons, and 30 skull pages. And over here, you can press LB for a Vince's eye view. Like if you use LB, Vince can see, can look around him in first person mode. How cool is that? And you can release LB to go back in playing mode.
Nice, horsey! I didn't know statues could eat apples.
Neither did I. As if you feed this statue an apple? Well, I'll show you what I mean later on. I just want to get myself some more beads to store my voodoo powers, or maybe I will use my voodoo powers, pins and needles. There's no actual name for this voodoo power, but I will call them pins
Time
and
for a
needles.
dirt nap!
As that's what I just thought about. Anyway, why don't we go to this Jazzman? Let's see what he wants from us.
Excuse me, pal. I'm looking for someone. Tall lady, magical type, tied up. Have you seen her?
Museum's got many answers. Might have yours. Who knows? Let you in for a song.
A song? Isn't this a science museum?
Hey, this is the Big Easy. Come on. I just want somebody to jam with.
So, this is the Jazzman, as he's a skeleton. Well, I'll show you what he means when he wants to jam with you.
I'm telling you, get yourself a horn. Then we'll see if you're ready to play.
That's a phrase he says, that he wants us to get a horn.
You got a horn, Tiny? Come on and play with me.
And that's another phrase that he says. Okay, so we will need a horn to go through, but before we do that, there's something special that we want to do. We'll try to defeat that mine bug, or the bug that's dropping mines, even though it could be such a chore to defeat it. And over there's a trolley, which I don't think we'll need to use anymore. Anyway, to get ourselves a horn, what we must do is go over here. Well, we don't really need to go over here. I just want to show you once we go up to it.
Open from noon to 3 p.m. 2 kung fu movies for the price of 3.
2 kung fu movies for the price of 3.
Open from noon to 3 p.m. 2 kung fu movies for the price of 3.
Yeah, it must be one of the best quotes in the game. But we don't really need to go there, because it's a movie starring Bruce Lee
Open
or
from noon to 3
Jackie
p.m.
Chan.
2 kung fu movies for the price of 3.
Or both, since it's 2 kung fu movies for the price of 3. So what we want to do is go through all these shops. Okay, let me just use my voodoo powers. Or not, since there's only 3 left.
Ew! Dead monster smell. I wonder what the view is like from that clock tower.
We will go to that clock tower in a bit, but first, over here's another shop.
Costume ball, 5 to 8 p.m. Cash prizes. Costume required.
This is the costume ball. It's open from 5 to 8 p.m. and the current time is 4 p.m. This is where we need to go first, but I just want to explore the rest of the shops. Look at the water here. Did a nice reflection. I think this is something new in the remastered version of Voodoo Vince, unlike in the original version. And over here, it is
Pawn shop.
Pawn
Open
shop.
from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. These guys get up pretty early.
8 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's nothing. I get up at 4 in the morning to get ready for work at 6 a.m. Where I work behind the deli counter in the
Pawn
grocery
shop.
store.
Open from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. These guys get up pretty early.
You could say that again. Okay, so this is where we get the horn. You don't get it through breaking this glass, no matter how hard you try. We will need something. Like, we start out with this costume right here. For the costume ball. And now Vince has a masquerade costume. And now why don't we go up here. You can get more skull pages right here. And this is where we make it to the clock tower. Actually, what we can do is pick up this apple. Wait a minute. Let me just drop this costume for now. Pick up this apple. Collect the rest of these skull pages.
Tastes like grandma.
And then a skull will appear, as usual. And we see another voodoo icon right here. Bear trap. Well, I don't need to explain what a bear trap is. It's a trap that traps bears, as you all know. And now let's see what's over here.
This looks educational. Open from 8 to 11 p.m.
Madam Kaufman's Risky Burlesque. Wasn't able to read it in the original version. That's the best part of the remastered version. You get to actually read things that are easy to see. Okay, what am I even doing here? I want to get to this apple to this statue. So we feed this statue an apple, and now it can get us up to that clock tower. Just like that. It just kicks up all the way to the clock tower. Now what time is that costume ball open? 5 to 8 p.m.? So let me just turn the clock to, let's say, 5:30. And now we can pick up this costume. Now before we go on any further, I just want to collect the rest of the zombie dust. And the other collectibles. And oh yeah, that skull. As we've already collected all the skull pages. We just got 15 more zombie dust to collect. Now the skull is over there, but why don't we drop down right here, where there's more zombie dust and a voodoo icon, which is bomb. Which leads us right here, where there's more zombie dust through this pipe. And now I guess we can make it to that costume ball. But let me just show you what happens when you make it in there without a costume. Vince gets kicked out.
I guess this voodoo doll costume wasn't good enough.
Of course it wasn't. Because you are a voodoo doll, of course.
Whoa, tough room. Looks like they want something I don't have.
Yeah, they do want something that Vince doesn't have. That's because he doesn't have a costume. I just wanted to show you the phrases that Vince says. So once you pick up this costume, you can get inside the costume ball.
Ah, freshly minted fake money.
To win some fake money? Isn't it illegal to use counterfeit bills? Anyway, now that we have some money, well, what I want to do is collect more zombie dust. Since we have like 19 to go. Let me just get this extra life right here, because we have a lot of lives. Okay, let me just drop this and then use my voodoo powers. That's what this bomb is. And now we can pick up this money. Did I miss any zombie dust? I don't think so. And now I think moss is added in the remastered version of this game. Okay, so we made it here. Wonder what's so special right here. More zombie dust. Okay, so we have 16. Oh no, zombie dust left.
Thanks so much for playing.
Just wanted to defeat that monster so we can move along to get that horn to play for that jazz man. And I think I see an extra life. Okay, how am I gonna get all the way up here? Or I know what to do. I'll get to that skull later. Let me just get to that extra life first. We have 13 lives, and how the heck do we get back all the way up there? Okay, why don't I go through this pipe? Okay, so we go to that clock tower by using that statue. And I believe it was 8 to 11 a.m. I want to change the clock first and then I'll get the rest of the zombie dust. So current time is 5:31. Let me just show you what happens. If you go through, if the big hand goes through the 12, 3, 6, or 9, then this is what happens. You'll go through 3. An obstacle comes along the way. So you want to jump in order to avoid that obstacle. Okay, let's do 9:30 a.m. or 9:18 a.m. to make it to that pawn shop. And now why don't we collect the zombie dust along the way. So here's more zombie dust right here. And there should be more zombie dust over there. We have 100 zombie dust, thus increasing our meter. So there's 10 more zombie dust left. We can get some zombie dust right here. So that's 2. Still have 8 more. Actually, wait a minute, make that 2 more. Wonder where the rest of the zombie dust is. Okay, let me just find some zombie dust before making it to that pawn shop. It's gotta be around here somewhere. So the pawn shop is open, but before we go in there, let me just collect some more zombie dust, or find where the other 2 zombie dust are. It's got what doll? Well, I didn't read it that much, but we've collected 100 zombie dust as our next achievement. Actually, you know what? I don't know where the other 2 zombie dust are. So anyway, the last 5 zombie dust are right here behind this gate. Now I must venture across our way to find the other 2 zombie dust. Wonder where they could be. As if it does take a little longer than usual, then I will cut the parts until I make it to the zombie dust. Oh, wait a minute, here's an extra life. How could I have missed that? But I don't see any zombie dust. Actually, why not? Why don't we chase after this skull? Then hopefully, only then can I find some more zombie dust. Okay, so that skull makes it right here, and if you wait more than 3 seconds after it stops, then you will have to start over, as it'll go back to its place where you found it. It stops right here, and we got more. We got more skulls, a third skull, to store more beads. How nice. Okay, now that we got the skull, why don't I find the other 2 zombie dust? It's gonna be quite a chore trying to find them. Oh! They're right here. I just use my seeing eye. How could I not bother to look here? Okay, so just 5 more zombie deaths to go, but they're behind that gate. As this is just like finding the missing gem in Spyro. Okay, now that we got the money, we can go inside the pawn shop to get the horn.
This ought to be good for something.
Sure is. We got the horn. But can Vince play the horn to the jazz man? Well, let me just show you something. Because now that you got the horn, well, this is what happens when you play the horn to the jazz man right now.
Man, good thing I don't have a nose, 'cause you stink.
Well, getting the horn isn't enough, because Vince is bad at playing the horn. Let me show you what happens again when he says those phrases. Well, some other phrases, that is.
You call that playing?
And then there's an achievement for playing the horn badly to the jazz man. And that's also what he says, and here's what else that he says.
Don't quit your day job, kid.
Let me show you one phrase that he says.
Man, good thing I don't have a nose, 'cause you stink.
And it's not that.
You got to get yourself some practice.
That's what he says. So the reason why I was playing the horn badly to Jasmine, well, it's not because just to unlock an achievement, but I'm doing it multiple times to show you the phrases that he says, and that he tells us that we need to get some practice. Well, to get practice, let me just show you something.
A jazz club. Live jams from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m.
This is where we get our practice. The Jazz Rooster nightly jam sessions. Open 11 p.m. till 2 a.m. And this is the last place where we need to go. So let's reset the clock. Well, let's set the clock from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Be careful. without having that thing hit you. Let's make it at 12:55 a.m. because that's when the jazz club is open. Okay, so now that the jazz club is open, you can go inside of it. And then,
Like, let's shake it, Daddy-O.
Vince does know how to play the horn now. However, that good music that was played there had to be cut short. Why did the developers have to cut that song short? Anyway, we'll get those last 5 zombie deaths behind that gate. As now we can play the horn to the jazz man.
Yeah, that was nice. Warms my heart, wherever it is. The boss will see you now, but watch your step. He's in a bad mood today.
Boss?
And Vince is like, thank you, you're too kind for having me play that horn. And then it's all that jazz. Play a trumpet with bones in the square. Okay. Now that the gate is open, we can collect these 5 zombie deaths right here. And then we've gotten everything in the first 4 levels. The square, Main Street, the docks, and the back stoop. And now we're on to the boss fight. Is it really worth it trying to defeat this monster? Maybe it is worth it since I've just defeated it right now. And we don't need to go over here or over there. We can, but actually let me see what those movies are. Fist of Drunken Crawdad and Legend of Starving Tiger. So that's what those movies are. But it's not necessary to go there. You can go there if you want, but then you will need the fake money from that costume ball. So if you go in there, then you can always get that costume back and then use that money to get that horn. But now there's no turning back to go there. So why don't we go to the boss fight? As it took about an hour and a half. So maybe I could split into parts, or I can leave it all in one part. Okay, so when we go inside here, now we've gotten everything, and it's a Bone Goliath, where this is the first boss fight that we encounter.
Just a pile of bones. I wonder where that boss guy is.
Well, about that boss, there's Kosmo the Inscrutable, and I think you're looking at it.
This can't be good.
Yeah, not good because it's coming to life.
Definitely not good.
Bring the lightning inside, Vince. You must find the Zap Hat and find a way to bring down the fury of the storm onto yourself. It will work. Really.
So we just need to find the Zap Hat, which is right here. And better watch out for that dino boss's tail, which will come at you when you least expect it. And oh no! I should have Yeah, you see? This is what happens when you die.
Nice to be back.
Because we died here for our first time. All because that tail was in our way. Oh, come on, really? Comes at you when you least expect it. Watch that first step. Fall into bottomless pit. Okay. Not what I want for an achievement. I don't know why they would have that kind of achievement. But hey, more points for me. Okay, we just need to go to this catwalk. Now we have the Zap Hat. All I want to do is pull the switch. And better watch out for that dinosaur's bites. We should be able to get to another switch. Make sure that dinosaur doesn't bite you. Can we please make it to the other switch? And yes we can. This switch opens a window. We'll just let out more rain. But wasn't it not raining in the square? Okay, I'm glad I didn't get bitten by that T-Rex. But here is the third switch. And now that we have the Zap Hat, we can go all the way down there. Okay. We just go here. This is an easy boss fight. Just press X to use. And then this is it. We've defeated the Dino boss. Way too bossy. Defeat the Bone Goliath.
And next time, stay extinct. Say, what's that down there?
It's a voodoo icon. And it's a place to a new level. Okay, I don't really need to show you how this game saves because it does autosave. But I am about to leave it off for here in a bit, as I don't really have to split the recordings, because I'm doing this just like in my Uncharted walkthrough, where I'm doing a long part of this. Now before we go on further, I will get an extra life. Because there's one right over here. Because fall into a bottomless pit, let me just tell you, it's not a good achievement to unlock. Okay, we've gotten that extra life. Let me just see if there's another extra life to get. And I do see one all the way over there. So let me just go up to it. Yep, it's all the way over there. Okay. Can I make it all the way to that extra life? And let's see. Okay, I do not want to climb back up. There we go. Like I said, I will try to collect as many extra lives as I can, even though we don't need to collect all of them. Okay, so all there is just one voodoo icon in a boss fight. We don't need to collect any zombie deaths or skull pages, but we do get one voodoo icon once we've defeated the boss. Okay, so it took about an hour, over an hour and a half, so this whole recording will all be one part. Maybe there could be some times where I could split recordings into parts, but I don't know if that will actually happen. Unless if the video from the recording, well, the duration of the recording takes too long, like maybe more than 2 hours or so. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it off for here in a bit once we get to that next part after getting the voodoo icon. As if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And oh yeah, don't forget to hit that bell icon so you don't miss one of my videos. And oh yeah, make sure to watch my Uncharted Drake's Fortune walkthrough on the PlayStation 5, along with Voodoo Vince. As once we go down there, I'll see you guys for the next part, where we'll start our next part in another round. So I think that's all I have to say. Why don't we go down there? The loading screen is going to be quick, so why don't we get this Killer Bees icon and leave it off for here. So see you guys later.